It's time for a new Frontend Mentor challenge. I hope this makes sense. I'm doing my best to explain. And believe me, I have no clue what's going on here. Amazing. Our validation logic is working. Now it's time to, I'm having my errors state. Now I will use that state to check if there are errors for each field, and I will conditionally render this paragraph. Okay. So instead of what I have now, I will check if errors dot first name, and only then double ampersand, I will render this P. So I will cut this and put it here, and then I can, oops, I haven't closed the P. Yeah. And then I can get rid of this message, because this message will be coming from our function. This function will put this message into our state, and here inside my P, I will display that message with errors dot first name again, just like that. Okay, and now I will do exactly the same for all of the rest of my fields and the rest of my paragraphs. I will fast forward until I do that. Okay, now I did this for every field, and I conditionally rendering this paragraph. Now if I save this, if we check in the UI, as you can see, our errors are gone. Now if I try to submit the empty form, you can see I have all of the fields have errors. If we fill out each field, now this field is okay, this field is okay, this field is okay. If I check anything, now this error is gone. If I type a message, this error is gone, and finally this error is gone. Let me try to test the other error message for my email. Okay, now I'm getting the default browser validation, because my email input has a type of email. But if I do that, but I remove the dot, which is not can slip the browser validation. If I submit now you can see I get my custom message, please enter a valid email, which is good, that is working. Okay, awesome, our validation is working, amazing. One last thing regarding these errors, I also have on my input, I have a class which will change the color of the border of any input, and now I want to conditionally render that class. Also, let's do that next. Let me find my first input. Here it is. So here, let's put it below ID. So let's set a class name, but here it will be put dynamically. So I will check if errors dot first name. If I have error on my first name, then I want to put error class on my input, and otherwise I don't want to put anything, so I will say undefined. Okay, now I will copy and paste this for each and every input. Okay, I did this for all of my inputs and my text area, and let's save this and check out. Now let's refresh this, and if I try to submit an empty form, you can see now I have my message and my borders are red for the appropriate fields. And of course, here for the radial buttons, it's not, that's the way it's in the original design. Now let's have a look. Let's see what should happen when we submit the form. For now, we just console logged our state. Now, instead of that, let's do something else. Okay, what should we do instead? If you can remember from the original design, we should have these toast notifications saying message sent. Okay, so let's build that, and for that I will make a separate component. Inside my components folder I will create success.jsx. Okay, let's create export as the default our success function, and this function should return. Let's put aside a semantic tag, and I will copy the content to speed the things a little bit. Okay, I fill out the content. I have my h2 with the image inside, and for the source I'm importing this success icon check.svg, and then I have a span saying message sent, and then underneath that I have a paragraph. Okay, let's save this, and then we will display this success inside our app component to see what we have on the screen. Of course, it must be imported. Okay, let's check it out. Here it is, my success component. Let's also apply, I have a class, oops, sorry. I have a defined class, it should be on my assign. So class name should be success container, and with that, okay, here is my toast notification message. It's position fixed on the top on the form. Now I should get rid of this message, and I should only have this displayed when my form is completed successfully. Okay, now this success component is inside my app, so I need to conditionally display this component. It should be visible only when my form is successfully completed. Therefore, again, our good old friend use state hook, I will say, let's say is success, and set is success, and initially, of course, we import use state hook. Initially is success is false. Okay, and here I will have my success component only shown that when my isSuccess state is true. But how should I control when my isSuccess is true? That should be triggered from inside our form component. Here, after we validate the form, we should do something that will change this state. And of course, we do that. We communicate from parent to child, and vice versa with React. That's the way you do it. So I will create a function. Let's call it handleSuccess. And inside this function, I will set my success state to true. Okay, so now I need to pass down this function to my form component in order to execute this function there. And of course, we do that via props. I will say on success, for example, will be the name of this prop. and I will pass down my function handleSuccess. Okay, now I only need to accept this prop inside my form component function, and I will pull it out immediately. And then let's see, after we validate the form, I will call on success and execute it here. Alrighty, let's save all of this and test it out. Okay, let's quickly fill out this form. Okay, message should be hello. Okay, let's try to check our validation. It's working. Okay. Okay, you see, here is our message. We did it. Now, what else do we need to do? I would argue that this message should disappear after some time because I don't have in the design any button for closing it. I will remove it after a certain time, and then also I want to reset my form, so my form should again be empty. Let's do that. Okay, let's first take care of removing this toast notification, and for that we will do that inside our app.jsx component, because this is where we render our success component. So I can do this inside our handleSuccess function, and for example set timeout and set it. Then I should set isSuccess to false after certain time. But since this is a side effect, the correct way to do that inside React is with useEffectHook. Now you can see lots of bad words about using useEffectHooks these days on YouTube, but still I can argue that for this purpose it's a correct way to do that. And useEffectHook needs a function and an array of dependencies. Okay, and then inside this function we will define our timer. Whoops, I didn't want that. And we'll set timeout. Here we will define a function that will set isSuccess back to false. As a second argument, I will define a time after what I want this executed. Let's say 3000, it's in milliseconds, which means 3 seconds. And then a good practice when you do useEffect is to return, and which will on unmounting of the component I will return clearing this timeout. So I will say clear timeout. In fact, it should be a function that do that. So it should clear our timeout, and it's our timeout called timer. Alrighty, let's save this and see if we were successful. Try to test our app. Okay, here is my message, and it should be removed. Okay, we have an error. It's not being removed. Let's see what went wrong. Okay, nothing in our console. It's weird. Let me check my code. I know what the problem is. I need to put my state as a dependency. And in fact, I need to trigger this effect only if I have my isSuccess. If isSuccess is true, only then I want to define timeout that will set my isSuccess back to false. And then inside my array of the dependencies, I need isSuccess state, because this effect will trigger on every change of our isSuccess state. When we change the state from false to true, it will trigger this effect that will put a timeout that will, after 3 seconds, put it back to false. Okay, let's save again and test it out. Okay, you can see now my notification is gone. Let's try again. Here it is again, and it's gone. Amazing. Now the last thing, I also want to reset my form when I submit it. So for that, inside our form, let's define a new function for doing exactly that. And of course, we will call that function reset form. And what these functions should do, it will should put our value state back to the original state, back to initial values. So we'll say set values back to initial values. Okay. Now, when I want to trigger this function here, after I call on success. So here I will call reset form like this. Let's save and let's refresh our page. Let's again fill out our form. Say our message. Okay, now as you can see, I have the notification. I remove the notification and my form is again resetted, so I can do this all over again. Alrighty, amazing. Okay, this has been a long recording, but I still want to do so I will have 2 bonus chapters if you still want to hang out with me a little bit. If not, I want to thank you for watching this. I hope this was useful somewhat. But if you stay with me, you will see how to make this form more accessible. And of course, it feels wrong to me that since I'm getting the values user entered, I don't do anything with those values. So I will also do something with those values. And inside my toast notification, when I display my success message, I want to display all of my contact infos. So let's do that first. Okay, for that, inside when I execute this onSuccess function, which I get as a prop, to that function I will pass our values state. Okay, which will have the values user entered. Okay, I'll save this, and then in my app component, sorry, this is the function. We will say, let's say data will be the name of my argument. And now what do I need to do? I need to pass this data to the success component as a prop. But before I do that, I need to get those data as a piece of state. So again, I will define a new state. Let's say contact data and set contact data. And it will be use state. Initially, it will be an empty object. Just like that. And then inside my handleSuccess function, when I set isSuccess to true, I will set contact data to data I get as an argument. Now the next step is to pass this to our success component. let's say again, let's use the same name. We will say contact data and we will pass our contact data state. We'll save that, and then inside our success component, we will accept that data as an argument, and in fact, I will pull everything out from, I will deconstruct that object, and I will pull out all of the fields I need. So first name, last name, email, query, message, and I don't need consent. Obviously, the user put consent before submitting form. Okay, now what can I do with those data? Of course, I will display it inside my toast notification. So here I will have a new div, and I will have a paragraph. Let's say as a bold, we'll say first name, colon, and here we will put our first name. Okay, I will fast forward for the rest of the fields. Okay, I fill out all of the fields. I have first name, last name, email address, query type, and a message. And I also, on my div, I put a class I defined with my CSS. And I have h3 saying contact info. Okay, I saved all of that. Let's test it out now. Let's fill our form again. Okay, let's put the message hello. Let's try to submit. Okay, not working. Okay, but if I submit now, as you can see, I have my message sent and contact. Okay, this is now disappearing too fast. Let me increase this timer a little bit, let's say 8 seconds again. Okay, now you see the message and I can read all of the contact infos. Amazing. Okay, one last thing. Why is not... Just notice that my checkbox is not getting back to the original state. Let's see why. I'm resetting the form and I'm putting back initial values, which will put my consent to false. This should also uncheck my checkbox. Let's see what's the problem. Where's my checkbox? Here it is. Oh, this should not be value, this should be checked instead. Oh, I made a big mistake. I hope if some of you guys stop watching this. Okay, I will make some text in the edit, so I will warn people about that. Okay, let's try it again. Let's fill this form quickly. Okay, let's select query type. Okay, now it's getting back to, now it's unchecked again. Okay, amazing. Time to work a little bit on accessibility. Okay, I already did all it's needed for to have good accessibility of my form. I have correctly my form elements set, and here I have my field set and legend element for my radio buttons, and all of my fields have name and ID and labels that follow the exact ID. That's good, but we can improve that furthermore with these two properties. First is area described by. I will put the link to both of these properties so you can check it out. So you set the ID attribute to this area to establish a relationship between two elements, and the second is area live. We should put this on our error messages so they are announced by the screen readers. Okay, let's take care of that. Here is my input first name. I will say area described by, and I should put that's why I put IDs for each of my error messages. Here I will put my IDs. Okay, and I will do that for all of my input fields now. And now I will also put the other property, which is area live. And we should put those on the errors itself. So here I will put area live, and the value should be assertive. This will make sure that the screen readers read this. Okay, I will now copy and paste this for every field. Okay, now I have area live assertive on all of my error messages, and also I have area described by on all of my inputs. And our form should be we should be able to fill out our form with only keyboards. So here is my mouse. I will not be moving my mouse. Let's try it out. Fill only with the keyboards. So okay, I skipped too fast. Okay, next field, let's put the email. Okay, skip too fast again. I can change between the two. Okay, let's put our message. Okay, next, let's check the checkbox, and finally I will submit the form. It is working. Amazing. Okay, and with that we will finish today's video. Wow, it was a long video. I hope you didn't fall asleep. If you did, wake up, Neo. Time for waking up. Yeah, that was it for today's, guys. I will submit this to my Frontend Mentor challenge, and I will put the links to the live website and to my GitHub repo. I want to thank you for being with me today. Goodbye and lots of love. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Cheers. Goodbye.